Jesus Christ.
Quinton Tarantino, in my opinion, is one of the greatest filmmakers and scriptwriters in all of film history.
You're a piece of work, my friend.
Now, before you go ahead and blow up my comments telling me how much you just hate Quentin Tarantino's movies, let me just explain a little bit more about why I believe Quentin Tarantino is such a great filmmaker, and also give you a little bit of a backstory on why I am such a huge fan of his work.
That's it. I'm out of here.
This video is the biggest load of hoo-ha I've ever seen. Why do you insist we watch this stupid thing?
Am I the only one who understands the complexities of this ambitious cinematic masterpiece? This movie isn't stupid! You're stupid!
Oh, Billy, why you gotta be like that?
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Now, I watched my very first movie by Tarantino whenever I was about 13 years old. Reservoir Dogs was absolutely amazing.
Larry, we have been friends, and you respect my dad and I respect you, but I will put bullets right through your heart. You put that gun down now.
The kind of techniques that he used in his script writing blew me away.
Larry, stop pointing that gun at my dad!
Everything that the characters said felt so incredibly real and in-depth.
I'll take care of the check. You guys can get the tip. Should be about $1 a piece. And you, when I come back, I want my book.
Sorry, it's my book now.
Hey, I changed my mind. Shoot this piece of shit, will you?
I went crazy whenever I first saw his work, and I have been a big fan ever since. Quentin Tarantino is one of the main reasons why I want to become a movie director myself, and why I have gone down this career path. I am now one of the biggest film nerds, and his movies have really changed my life for the better in almost every single way. Now let me explain why he is the master at script writing. But before we really go in depth into the video, I would like to ask you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and bell icon so that you can know whenever I have new videos coming out soon. Now, the thing about Tarantino's writing is that he doesn't start at the beginning of the story. He also uses what is called nonlinear narrative storytelling. So he usually starts his movies like Pulp Fiction or even Reservoir Dogs in the middle of a scene.
You pricks move! And I'll execute every last one of you!
Now, by doing this, Tarantino usually thrusts his audience into a story by throwing them into a random conversation. He wants to make sure that the audience is being a part of the scene as it takes place, not just watching it unfold. Now, take the German bar scene in Inglourious Basterds, for example.
Now, about this pickle we find ourselves in. It would appear there's only one thing left for you to do.
And what would that be?
Stiglitz.
Say auf Wiedersehen to your Nazi boss.
A few moments later.
Tarantino uses non-linear editing usually to go either forward in time in the story or backwards by using flashbacks all throughout his films.
In the bag.
What's in the case?
My boss's dirty laundry.
Your boss makes you do his laundry?
When he wants it clean.
Sounds like a job.
Funny, I was thinking the same thing.
Open it.
Afraid I can't do that.
He got this idea whenever he was watching one of his favorite filmmakers, Jean-Luc Godard, who was a French-Swiss film director who was a pioneer in the French New Wave film movement. One of Godard's most famous quotes is that a story should have a beginning, a middle, and an end, but not necessarily in that order.
It's as if a couple of movie-crazy young Frenchmen were in a coffee house, all right? And they've taken a banal American crime novel and they're making a movie out of it based not on the novel, but on the poetry that they read between the lines. And when I read that, I was like, that's my aesthetic. That's what I want to do. That is what I want to achieve.
Now we can see this all throughout Tarantino's movies, and this is what he does to make himself stand out as a filmmaker. Whenever you watch any ordinary movie, it will usually start at the very beginning of the story. That is pretty much the complete opposite whenever we analyze Tarantino's films. For example, if you go and watch Pulp Fiction, all throughout the story, there are scenes that are in places where they shouldn't really be whenever you have a linear sequential story. So, whenever it comes to Tarantino, he definitely writes in a completely different way than other ordinary writers and script writers do. Another thing that Tarantino does is creates a really awesome hook for the audience, which makes them want to continue watching the film and how it unfolds. He usually does this by creating a question in order to keep the audience wanting to know the answer. Now, as a filmmaker, you must get the audience's attention in order to keep them from getting bored. And with any Tarantino movie that you may watch, one thing is certain. You will most definitely never be bored. Now, as somebody who wants to be a filmmaker in the future, one of my favorite things to do in my free time is to study scripts from other famous movies and filmmakers. Tarantino likes to put these little conversations all throughout his movies, which can sometimes make them just as interesting as the entire plot point. And even sometimes he takes those conversations and turns them into plot devices later on. This is what makes Tarantino's writing so intricate and different than any other scriptwriter or director. He makes you feel like you are a part of the movie whenever there is a conversation at hand in the film, and that is how he made me feel whenever I was younger watching his movies over and over again. And that is why I hold his films in such high standard. These films and other films have changed my life for the better, and have made me focus on what is most important in my life, one being my passion for filmmaking, and also just the simple conversations that I have with the people that I love. So the next time that you hang out with your friends or family, I want you to realize that time that we have here is very short, and everything that you talk about with them is a memory that should be cherished. Don't ever forget that. And I believe that's what Tarantino is trying to say as well. You must always make sure that the little things in life are things that you cherish and care about for days to come. Now, if you believe that Tarantino is or isn't the best scriptwriter, then I would like nothing more than for you to comment down below and share your opinion. I would love to hear from you guys and see what you think about this video, and if you'd like to see more videos like this throughout this channel, then you definitely should let me know down below. Also, I would love to direct you to my website where we have all kinds of blog posts about Tarantino as well as some movie posters and camera accessories for sale as well. And also, please check out our Instagram page, Filmfella Productions, to check out some filmmaking tips, tricks, quotes, and all-around trivia today. Remember to subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you know whenever we have future videos coming out. This is Jordan McCon at Filmfella, signing off until next time.